Hey, welcome back. If you're watching this, it means you're just as curious as I am about the 2026 MotoGP season. And trust me, the preseason test at Buriram gave us an absolute mountain of things to talk about. So get comfortable, settle in, because this is genuinely exciting stuff. Right? Let's get straight into it. On the final day of the official Buriram test, Marco Bezzecchi posted a lap time of 1 minute 28.668 seconds. That might not mean much to the uninitiated, but for MotoGP fans, this is no ordinary number. Why? Because that lap time broke the circuit record previously held by Francesco Bagnaia during qualifying at the 2024 Thai GP, which stood at 1 minute 28.700 seconds. The margin is just 32 thousandths of a second, but a new record is still a new record. What makes it even more impressive is that this wasn't set in the cool of the morning, when the track is fresh and forgiving. Bezzecchi clocked that time in the final 20 minutes of the afternoon session, when the asphalt temperature had already climbed above 50 degrees Celsius. Those are conditions that chew through tires rapidly, drain riders physically, and make the bike an absolute handful to manage. And yet Bez was quicker than anyone else across the entire test. Brilliant or absolutely brilliant? Now, here's where the story gets properly interesting. In modern MotoGP, one blistering lap during testing doesn't count for a great deal if the race pace isn't consistent to match. Teams can always throw on a fresh set of tires, engineer a special setup, or create perfect conditions just for a single flying lap. But what Bezzecchi did at Buriram went far beyond that. Before setting the fastest time, he had already completed a race simulation covering nearly Grand Prix distance, around 20 laps. And the results were remarkable. For the first 6 laps, he held a consistent pace in the 1 minute 29 second bracket. Steady, controlled, precise. Only when the tires began to go off mid-simulation did his times gradually climb into the 1 minute 30 seconds and then the 1 minute 31 seconds towards the end. That is entirely normal and well-managed tire degradation. His average across those 20 simulation laps, 1 minute 30.454 seconds. That is faster than Marc Marquez's race-winning pace at this very circuit last year. Just let that sink in for a moment. Bezzecchi in a test session was already matching the pace of the reigning champion's winning lap. This wasn't a gesture, this was a serious statement of intent. Of course, there's more to discuss beyond Bezzecchi alone. Let's have a look at how his rivals are shaping up. In the Ducati camp, Marc Marquez started the day impressively, briefly leading the timesheets with a 1 minute 28.836 seconds. But fortune wasn't on his side. He crashed 3 times across the weekend, including once during a race simulation, and he was also battling a stomach virus throughout. It was no surprise that he wrapped up his test earlier than planned. Marquez still finished 3rd overall, which is a testament to his speed even when below par physically. But questions about his fitness heading into race weekends will need answering. Pecco Bagnaia was measured and methodical. Rather than chasing outright lap times, he concentrated on race simulation work and looked reasonably promising throughout. He finished 4th, and Ducati as a whole remained the favorites, but for the first time in a while, they genuinely have serious competition breathing down their necks. Over at Aprilia, Ai Ogura also put in a stunning performance. The Trackhouse Racing rider finished 2nd with a time of 1 minute 28.765 seconds, just 0.097 seconds behind Bezzecchi. Ogura's sprint simulation was equally competitive, so Aprilia don't just have one ace up their sleeve, they have 2. Jorge Martin, the 2024 world champion, chose to focus on sprint simulation work, having only joined the test after missing Sepang. He finished 8th, and his feedback about how the bike felt was extremely positive. He said he felt at home on it straight away. Given Martin's pedigree as a champion who won the title just last year, he is absolutely not someone to be written off. At KTM, Pedro Acosta was their standout performer in 6th place. He openly acknowledged that Aprilia and Ducati are still ahead, but noted that KTM's tire degradation is now much better controlled, a genuine improvement. Brad Binder and Maverick Vinales also completed simulation runs, though neither set the world alight, with Vinales managing only consistent 1 minute 31 second laps during his race run. Honda are showing real signs of life. Luca Marini posted 12 of his 13 sprint simulation laps in the 1 minute 30 second bracket, with one lap even dipping into the 1 minute 29 seconds. Zarco completed an 18-lap long run, though his pace faded somewhat in the latter stages. Joan Mir broke into the top 10 by the end of the session. This is not the Honda that looked so desperately lost in recent seasons. Then, there is Yamaha, and this is the hardest part of the report to deliver. Jack Miller, their fastest rider, finished 16th, more than a full second behind Bezzecchi. Their new V4 engine still needs considerable development work, and even Quartararo, who made the switch to the team, hasn't been able to unlock the potential yet. To be fair, they have built an entirely new engine from scratch in a relatively short space of time, so the process will take patience. Now, to be clear about something, test results are not race results. A great many variables shift when a proper race weekend arrives. Tire compounds differ, setups can be refined, pit strategy can change everything. So let's not crown Bezzecchi champion just yet. But what is clear is that Aprilia are no longer mere disruptors. They are a genuine threat. The combination of a Bezzecchi who is clearly maturing as a rider, an RSGP that is now deeply competitive, and the depth of a lineup that includes both Ogura and Martin is a formidable package. You can be certain Ducati have been studying this data very carefully indeed. The 2026 season looks set to be one of the most competitive MotoGP campaigns in recent memory, and Buriram, which also hosts the opening race this weekend, is the perfect stage for the drama to begin. Here's the important bit. The first MotoGP race of 2026 is almost upon us, on the 1st of March at Buriram. And based on everything we've seen from this test, there is going to be plenty happening from the very first lap. If you want to stay on top of everything MotoGP 2026 has to offer, from race analysis and technical breakdowns to paddock news, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. We'll also be putting together a dedicated breakdown of the Thai GP once the race is done. And before you go, drop a comment below. Who do you think is going to win the 2026 Thai GP? Will Bezzecchi pull off a stunning start to the season, or will Marquez and Ducati hit back? Write your prediction down. I read every comment, and I'm very keen to see how sharp the analysis is from this lot. So, go on then. Are you Team Aprilia, or are you still loyal to Ducati? Or are you quietly rooting for a resurgent Honda? Whatever your answer, one thing is certain, MotoGP 2026 has only just begun, and we've all got front row seats for the drama as it unfolds. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. You're not just a casual viewer, you're someone who genuinely cares about this sport. See you in the next one, and don't forget to look out for our full Thai GP analysis coming this week.